Okay, so hi everyone, and good morning, and thank you for taking the time out of your day today to join a webinar. My name is Greg Vieira, and I'm a customer success team lead of Condo Control Central. And today I'm joined by three of my team members, and together we will be presenting an update on what's new in Condo Control Central in 2019. On the webinar with me today, I have Brian Boscher, the president and founder of the company. I have Christine Ponce, also a customer success manager, as well as Sri Vadruvo, or Manager of Product and Operations. As promised, everyone who attends today's webinar will receive a $5 Starbucks gift card. This will be mailed to you at the address you used to register within the next or 2 days. Okay, so before we begin, I would like to refresh you on how to get help. So it's very important that you have this information 24/7 in terms of getting help at Condo Control Central. So we operate from Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and we're available via phone or email. So for technical support or access to related issues, our recommendation is to contact at condocontrolcentral.com, as well as calling 416-961-7884, option 2. You also have the ability to contact your dedicated customer success manager, which is myself, my colleague, which is also on the call, Christine Ponce, as well as Andrea Brown, which is our newest team member that just joined recently. You can contact us at customer success at condocontrolcentral.com or 416-961-7884, option 2. We want to make this as interactive as possible. So please make sure to use the Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen so that you can ask any questions and comments during the webinar that we'll be presenting to you today. Now, for today's agendas, we'll be covering some of the most exciting items that we have implemented in 2019. So those items will include homepage design, announcements, templates, as well as budget mailouts, or file library improvements, service requests improvements, or accounting integrations such as TOPS, Yardi, and Condo Manager, lobby display redesign, or e-voting, security patrol, mobile package scanner, portfolio management, valet parking survey, as well as the Renewal Feature. So without further ado, I would like my colleague Christine Pons, which would take over.
Thank you, Greg. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our last webinar of the year, highlights of 2019. Now, let's start with the exciting changes we've made at Condo Control Central in the past year. First is our homepage design. We have updated our homepage to a new design early this year. Administrators can now customize homepage for three different roles: residents, security, and administrators. As you can see on your screen, here is a sample of what a residence dashboard would look like. You can now welcome your community into a new modernized dashboard to increase level of engagement to the user. With the new homepage design, you increase visibility of important features all in one page, such as announcements, service requests, user logins, and available amenities, to name a few. Administrators can even add images to amenities, and you can also add a banner image to the resident view. And we have also moved the logo and color configuration to the setup section. And lastly, you now have an option to change the measurement system for temperature from metric to imperial or vice versa. As you can see on your top right corner, for the residents dashboard. And this is a security staff's dashboard sample where you could see the temperature on the middle part of on the right hand side of the screen. And an administrator's dashboard is this is how it would look like. If you want to make changes to your homepage, you can simply go to Setup and Dashboard Settings. So that's about it for our homepage design. If Do we have any questions about our homepage redesign? No? Okay. So moving on, our next feature is our announcement improvements. You now have three options when creating an announcement. The first option is where you can create your own announcement from scratch and customize it as you wish. Second is where you create an announcement using our Pick from our templates option. We currently have 20 templates to choose from, and another 12 will be added very soon. These 32 announcement templates include custom image, and backgrounds. So this will allow property managers to send out customized announcements in a quicker and more efficient way. Here is some samples of what we have so far, and as I mentioned earlier, 12 more will be added, and we will keep adding more. Your third option is your budget mailout. Our mailout merge feature allow our clients to send out their annual budget through the system to each unit specific. No need to mail out fees manually now. The goal is to go paperless and decrease paper and mailing expenses. The budget mailout is already included in your package under the announcement feature. This is how your budget mailout would look like from setup to finish. If you would like to take advantage of this feature, please do not hesitate to call your customer service, customer success manager. Also would like to mention that we added the ability to track read receipts for announcement emails. Any emails sent will allow admin users to see the status of delivered emails. It will also show the status of opened emails and if the users clicked the link in the email to actually see the whole announcement. This information can be found in your announcement recipient list report. Okay, so that is it for our announcements. Is there any questions about the announcement improvements? All right. Let's move on. The next one is our file library improvements. We have redesigned our file library to be more visual and easy to use. The new library has a dashboard for administrators to check the workspace usage. And we now support 31 different file formats, including Word document, PDF, Excel, and JPEG. Administrators can also add tags to file for easy search functionality for your residents. The file library now has improved look and feel and new search capabilities. Please note as well, though, that the file size limit system-wide has increased to 25 megs. So that is our file library improvements. Any questions? All right. Moving on to our next feature is our service requests. We have done an overhaul of the feature and have improved its functionality. Under your service request feature, there is now an ability to create macros, allowing admin users to configure automatic responses for specific types of service requests. Administrators can now also have the ability to create predefined answers for questions and also the option to block users from creating a service request when a predefined question has an answer. Our goal here is for you to have less service requests to deal with, especially for those very common requests that you receive. There's also the permission to enter is also customizable for the workspace, which is found in your setup page. There is also the ability to add multiple attachments while creating a service request. The ability to change the name and type of service request after the service request is created is also available for you, just to make it easier when you run your reports. Administrators can automatically assign specific types of service requests to specific users. On top of that, we have also added an FAQ section for service requests. Here's a sample of what your service request would look like. And you would see it shows how many open, pending, and closed requests you have. And on the left-hand side, you will see the most recent service request you have received and the most current one on your on the center of your screen. And this is where your administrators configure the service request feature. So now if we could take a little bit of time for Greg to just go in a little bit of detail, the 5 different tabs that you can find in your service request settings. Greg?
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Christine. So yes, as Christine mentioned, this is one of the recently revamped that we have done for our service request feature. So as you can see on your main screen, we have the first tab, which is called General tab. So most of you were familiar with that tab already. We just add a few additional information at the bottom here, which is to enable request priority. So you can prioritize your requests as they come in. There's high priority, medium priority, low priority, so they have an idea on when those priorities stands, as well as the permission to enter option can also be configured. On the next tab that we have here is called service request types. The service request types options give you the ability to configure what types of service requests you want available for your residents and your community. And you can also relay tags to those requests. So for example, if you're having AC or electrical, you can relate a tag that is related to building maintenance or is relating to unit related. You can configure those tags as well within the setup page, as well as the response that we would like to have associated to that service type. So as mentioned, we have something called macros where you can actually generate responses to frequent asked questions so that you don't have to retype your answers every time somebody is open a ticket. So for example, if we jump into the tab that's called macros, it's very common usually on ticketing systems. So as at our company here, we use macros as well, but this is pretty much to take a lot of the copy and paste that you're communicating back to your residents. And the idea is for you to set up automated answers. So for example, common answers can be, from an end user, they can ask, how do I reset my thermostats? And then your macro for that is that, hi there, in order for you to reset your thermostats, you have to follow the following options. And then once you have that set up, then you can use that going forward, and then you can have an automated response within that when the user is first creating the request. So you can have as many macros as you want, as long as those macros will pretty much reduce some of the responses that you and your team have to communicate to your residents on a daily basis. On top of macros, we also added a new feature called FAQs and knowledge base. So this is where you can create your knowledge base and articles within the service requests. So the point for this is that when your community is opening a service request from scratch, and then those service requests are related to something that is rules and regulations, building maintenance, cleaning and maintenance, something that should be very easy to access, you can input them as your knowledge base. Just something that I don't know if you ever use or user guide in Condo Control Central, where you click on it, it brings you to a page. It's the same concept where you give you the ability for your community to search for quick answers, quick guides, quick articles, so that they don't have to call you or email you, and then they can pretty much self-serve and get access to that information right away. The last but not least thing that we have added is something called sorry, before you do that, this is just a screenshot of how it looks like when you open your FAQs and article base. So this is from an end user point of view that they have access to access that information without even creating a service request. The last screen is the SLA. So SLA stands for Service Level Agreement. So this is where you can set tracking of how long it would take for that ticket that was opened by your residents or on behalf of our residents, how long it would take to actually come into a first response as well as a resolution time. And those are tracked between your business hours. So that, if somebody opens a ticket at 9 a.m. and then you put a service level agreement that it showed first response should be within, 5 to 6 hours, and then you reply to that tomorrow, then it's going to go overdo that hour. And then you can then set different measurements on why did it take that long to reply to that first response and why the resolution time took forever. So you have the ability to configure all these informations by clicking on the welcome on the top right and clicking setup, and you're going to be able to go through all the 5 tabs that you have on your main screen. Okay, so I'll if anybody have any feedback on the overall enhancement that we did for service requests, because this is something that came very recently, we want to hear back from you whether or not you like it, what feedback you would apply within the new feature, and then you're more than welcome to send a request to Customer Success Manager at condocontrolcentral.com or contact at Condo Control, because we want to hear your feedback whether or not this feature is something that you'll be taking advantage of.
Wonderful. Thanks, Greg. Now, our next feature is our accounting integrations. As most of you know, we have already integrated with Condo Manager, Constar, and VMS. This year, we have completed our integrations with Yardi and TOPS. The integrations with TOPS includes sync of the fields such as units, address, users, roles, email, and phone numbers. And we also have done a Condo Manager revamp where your owners can see their maintenance fees on their Condo Control Central login. Now, our next feature is our lobby display redesign, one of the exciting ones and also one of the most requested ones. As part of our change, we moved the setup process for the TVs to the workspace setup page and introduced lobby display setup under the announcements section. Currently, admins can modify existing TV templates or create requests for new ones. There's even an ability for you to copy the template settings. And admins now can have the ability to upload images for each TV template for the building. The ability to adjust dimensions for the TV and the ability to create specific regions on the display for different types of information such as weather, classified ads, logo, banner image, and building images by just using your drag and drop. In support to making the system self-serve, all of these actions are now on the setup page under lobby display. Uh, we are finally we are currently finalizing YouTube videos, but the user guide is now available for your reference. And as always, you can reach out to your customer success team for assistance if you need a walkthrough on how to do your lobby display configuration. Any questions regarding our lobby display redesign? Okay. Um, Now, we have our next one. Okay. All right. If anybody has any questions, we have about one 1 minute. If you can just ask your and write down your questions.
Yeah, so sorry to interrupt your questions. So we just have a
No worries.
questions by one of our attendees. So
Okay.
they're asking us if we can go through a quick lobby display. So unfortunately for that, because of time, we would rather set up outside of the webinar where we can set up a screen sharing sessions with one of your customer success manager, and then we can walk you through on how you can configure and take advantage of the self-serve of the lobby display feature. So I'll definitely reach out to you after the webinar so that we can set up some time so that you can take advantage of that.
Okay.
You're very welcome.
So let's.
Just sorry, just a few more questions
No
here.
worries.
Another question for the today. If they're asking if the presentation can be shared after with the attendees. So the recording and everything that we're doing on the webinar itself will be sent out via email with the recording of everything that we're walking through, and then we'll be able to you'll be able to take advantage of the recording and pass along to anybody that could not make to the session today. Okay, so the other question is from another attendee from Augusto. Is there a reporting on SLA? So yes, there's a reporting available on SLA that should be available on the report functionality. If you have any other requests or comments on how to take advantage of the configuration of your service request, feel free to set a time with your customer success manager, and we'll be more than happy to do that with you. Just a few more questions because before we move through. So we have a question from Leo. I have not used the budget mail out feature. Please go over it. So the feature itself, Leo, it's something that it's that will be able to set a time with you because it's a little bit of time consuming in terms of walking through to the webinar itself. So one of our customer success manager will reach out to you. And then if your budget is coming up very soon, then we can definitely give you assistance on how you can take advantage of that so that you can save on not only time and efficiency, but you can also save on cost on mailing, printing, and postage. So that will be it for now questions. So we just have Christine continue with the rest of the webinar slide. If there's any questions at any point of feedback, feel free to type that on the Q&A available on the bottom of your screen. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Greg. Our next one is our e-voting, our electronic voting. We introduced electronic voting as a tool used to submit a ballot through anonymous voting. The feature will have the configuration very similar to our current online proxy voting. And once an electronic voting bylaw has been put into place, condominium corporations will no longer need to use proxies, whether traditional or electronic. Again, similar to our online proxy voting feature, e-voting use email, voice, and text message reminders to increase your own owner's participation. This is a feature just as like the proxy voting, it is an extra cost. It is for a 12-month subscription and per unit at $2.49 with a minimum of $399 setup fee. Next one is our security and concierge, security patrol. The new feature allows guards to patrol premises and scan checkpoints with a smartphone to record their security status. Once the guard has completed the patrol, our system sends automated notifications to administrators about a successful patrol. In addition, if a guard needs to lodge an incident report during their scheduled patrol, they can simply scan the token and they can create an incident report instantly, right there and then. So they don't have to go back to their desk and have to remember what they saw through their security patrol. Now, this feature is fully integrated with the security console. It can also be ordered as a standalone product. In our security patrol feature, you can also multiple different routes can be made. So if you have one route with your amenities, another route for your parking, and another route for lockers. So this feature requires an NFC-enabled Android device. However, our development team is currently working on getting this feature enabled on iOS as well. And I'm so glad to inform everyone that our pilot pricing for our new Security Patrol feature has been extended to March 2020 with a $250 setup fee up to 2 hours, a $50 per month subscription, and those NFC tags are $2 each. The next one under our security and concierge, exciting pre and post inspection. The pre and post inspection feature is for your amenities. This allows your security guards to perform inspections on an Android tablet after the administrator finishes setting up on the setup page. Users can also take pictures and capture a signature from the resident after the inspection. So those are the two exciting features that we have under security and concierge. Do we have any questions? And no questions for now? Okay, let's move on. The next one is our mobile package scanner. This feature
Sorry,
is
sorry, Christine. We just have a few questions popping in. So I have a question from Alexandra. She asked, an Apple tablet cannot be used. So there's for the mobile patrol as of now, it's only available on Android devices. You do not have to have an internet plan. All you need to have is Wi-Fi available at the concierge desk. So that you can take advantage of that. We're working in implementing that on the iOS. It's just that the iOS didn't have the NFC reader until recently, so that's something that we're currently working on. Another question that we have here is from Augusto. Is this all Android? Do we need Wi-Fi? So there's just two answers to that. So for the mobile patrol, there's available on Android only. And then for the pre and post, it's available also on a tablet. So the tablet, it would have to have an Android tablet as well. So if you use or currently have a current tablet, you can take advantage of the pre and post. If you need help configuring the pre and post inspections, you can also reach out to us for that as well. Next question here. It's a question from Lavinia. Does the security patrol feature needed for FC need a Wi-Fi in all locations where they have tags installed? That's a very great question. So the answer to that is no. The only location that you need internet access is where the concierge desk is located, or anywhere maybe the management office and all that. So once you have left the location that you have internet connectivity, you're going to enter in a location called offline mode, and then you'll be able to perform all your patrols and as well as the amenity pre and post on offline mode. Once that is completed, you will return to a location that you have internet access, and all that information will be uploaded into a server, which will be then converted into the Condo Control Central. So as long as you have Wi-Fi in one location, then that's all you need for take advantage of both of the feature. Another email that we have here from Branka is, do you have to buy the tablet for pre and post inspections? So the answer for that is yes, if you do not have a tablet. If you need help in a system what's the best tablets to buy, we can definitely assist you. So we have seen tablets going from $200 to $400. Typically on Best Buy, they have different promotion or staples. So we can definitely assist you in buying one for your corporation. A few more questions, then we'll move on. So a question from Jen, would this automatically send out the email as well? So the answer to that is the mobile patrol. Whenever the patrol is finished, the report on completion of that patrol will be sent to the management. And then you'll have all the availability of what happened on that patrol, whether or not the patrol was completed, partial completed, any incident, and any other options that were added to that. So that's it for now for this section, and I'll leave it to Christine to continue the webinar.
Great, thank you, Greg. Okay, so our next feature is our mobile package scanner. This feature allows to log in packages from the mobile app quickly and efficiently. With only 4 simple steps: scan your package, select your courier, enter the storage pod, and then save. Just 4 simple steps. This feature makes it so easy for your security guards to complete their task. Now, this new functionality also gives the residents an option to see the packages received in the last 30 days from the app or their desktop under My Packages section. So I encourage everyone to scan away, especially with the holidays coming up. We all know that the parcel deliveries triple during this time of year. So your security will definitely make use of this feature. Not only does our AI package scanner feature an efficient way to track packages, it is free with your security and concierge module. All you need is an Android phone and an internet connection in one spot. Any questions on our mobile package scanner? All right, let's move on. Next one is our portfolio management. The portfolio management feature is geared towards
Sorry again, Christine. We just have
yeah,
a few questions popping up for the mobile
mobile.
patrol scanner, so I'm just
Okay.
going to pick a few of them to answer live. So there's a question from Jen in regards to the package scanner. So right now, the way it works is the information, like the picture that you take on the label of that package that comes in, if that information matches what's in the unit file, pretty much it will go through without any problem. If the information does not match, like the name, first and last name, then it will give you an error saying that we could not find this information, and you can enter that information manually. You can also put mostly common name use for specific users if they have different names, whether they have a legal name and a common name that they use, and then you should have no issues with that. Another question that we have here from Lavinia: for mobile package scanner, does the security guard need to install the app to access the mobile scanner? So that's a very great question. So the answer to that is as yes. If you're using Android, you can go to the Google Play Store, download a Condo Control Central app, as well as on the App Store, and then you can log in with the credentials that you would log in on a desktop. Once you do that, then you can start taking pictures of the packages, and then you can start taking advantage of that feature, which is already included within your package if you have Secure and Concierge package. Another questions from Branko: what is the cost for the mobile package scanner? So there's absolutely no cost as of now. The only cost for you will be you need to have a smartphone. So you do not have, again, to have a data plan. As long as you have internet available at the concierge desk via Wi-Fi, then that's pretty much all you need to take advantage of this feature. Last questions from Augusto: does this scan any label? So we're not actually scanning the label itself. We're taking a photo of the recipient information that's coming within the package. Typically, that information will include the name and the unit number, and then that information gets converted into text, and it compares that information within the unit file, and then it goes through the next screen where or not that information exists. So that's pretty much for all the questions that we have. So if you have any other questions or feedback, again, feel free to let us know. And then you can always reach out after the webinar as well. Please continue, Christine.
Thank you, Greg. So our next feature is our portfolio management. The portfolio management feature is geared towards administrators who manage multiple team members and have a portfolio of building using Condo Control Central. In the new portfolio management option, administrators can check the portfolio activity, add, delete new workspaces and users. The portfolio administrators can also check the usage of this workspace and also the activity of their team. And this also provides a consolidated view of activity across all of your properties. So it allows pretty much easy adjustment of logins or permissions at the portfolio level. So if you would like to enable this feature, please don't hesitate to contact your customer success manager. And as always, we look forward to your feedback on any new or improved feature that we have. Our next feature is our Valet Parking. We introduced this feature so that it allows residents to request owners and guest vehicles and for security to retrieve their cars. So pickup time can be scheduled on the setup page, and residents can see how long it will take the guard to retrieve their car and where they stand in the queue, while security users are notified once the vehicle is added to the queue. So this is a free feature with your security and concierge module as well. Currently, the functionality is available on the desktop version, but our team is working on introducing the same functionality on our mobile app and should be available very soon. Any questions on our valet parking? No? All right, moving on. The next feature is our survey. We have redesigned our survey feature. As part of the overhaul, we now support survey responses without having the resident log in to Condo Control Central. The email template and the survey creation process have also been updated as part of this change. So it's a very exciting feature for corporations who want to increase engagements from the community. And lastly, but not the least, is our renewal feature. Now, this feature is found on your setup page under Workspace Setting. On this page, you will find a new tab called Billing, where you can check your usage stats, renew your subscription, and upgrade your subscription. The goal is, again, to go paperless and also have the ability to live check real stats for the past 12 months and also be able to renew your subscriptions online. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it for our highlights of 2019. Please, if you have any questions, please just write them down and the team will be answering them. Go ahead, Greg.
Okay, perfect. Thank you again, Christine. And then before we wrap it up, we want to remind you on how to reach us. So again, we operated on Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can reach us for technical support / access related issues at contact@condocontrolcentral.com, as well as calling us at 416-961-7884, option 2. And then as mentioned during the initial webinar, you have your dedicated customer success manager, which is myself, my colleague Christine on the call as well as Andrea Brown, which is the newest CSM that has joined our team. And then you can reach out to customer success at condocontrolcentral.com, as well as the phone number 416-961-7884, option 2. So if you have any questions that you would like us to answer live, or any feedback that you have witnessed today on the session, feel free to type that on the Q&A on the bottom, and then we'll pick a few questions to answer them live, as well as reply to them to you directly. So let me go over a few questions that we currently have here. So questions from Lavinia. So for the forum discussion, are there any changes in 2020? Can a new form be automatically sent to all residents users notified then on the form? So that's a very good question, Lavinia, and that functionality already exists. So we implemented that a couple months ago, where it gives you the ability to enter a new topic or a new sections on either the classify as or discussion forum, and then that can be emailed to the users that have access to it. You also have an options to follow specific topics. Because the thing you don't want to do is people that do not want to receive emails, they can opt out to not follow that, so that they can only be emailed about whatever is useful and whatever they're looking for. So if you need assistance in having this up at your building, you can reach out to us after the webinar. Another question here coming from Alexandra: is there customer service support available on weekends? So we do not have somebody available on the weekend in terms of answering calls or tickets. We have the ability that we monitor whatever it's coming in, and then typically if it's something that is really urgent and emergency, then we reach out to you. Thank you again for asking for that. I'll give a few more minutes. You guys can also implementing, asking. Okay, another question here from Branka. So are you implemented the fillable forms? So there's two answers for that. We have a section in the system which is called registration, where you implemented the system from the first time in your building. You can upload all your text from your forms, such as parcel waiver, occupancy, undertaking, and any forms that you have your residents fill up can be available electronically. After, if you're already using Condo Control Central, you can still take advantage of those forms because you would have new residents moving into the condo, and you can definitely attach them to the system. The only difference is it won't be fillable, but you have the options for them to sign. So what you're doing is you're replacing your 20-page registrations for anybody that moves into your building by having that available electronically. And then everything that they do online, you'll be converted to a PDF and associated to their account. And if you want to have a record that in paper, you can go to their account and download it and have a copy of it. Another question here we have from Emmy. Will resident be notified that they have a package? So if you're talking about using the mobile package scanner, that is the same process they will be doing on a desktop. When you save that package using the mobile scanner, you have the ability to send an email by default if they have an email on file. If not, you'll go via text. If they don't have a cell phone, you'll go via voice. So it's the same steps that we have on the desktop. The notification will be sent via the app. Okay, we'll a few more questions. We also like to also mention that we have a $250 gift card available for anybody that is looking to provide feedback in terms of testimonials and referrals within the system. So you can reach out to us to that to talk a little bit on how that would work. It's pretty much giving your feedback whether or not you would recommend the system in the for new clients or existing clients. So we have a $250 Visa gift card available for that. So you can reach us to our team to further discuss that. A few more questions here. So a question from James. Did you mention that we'll be able to review this webinar again from our computer? Absolutely. So after the webinar, a recording will be sent with everything that we had discussed during the webinar. Another question from Enemy. Do you provide any orientation sessions to residents on how to use the system? So yes, we do. However, over the past few years, we have found that the success rate of such session has been very low. So we have, paid sessions that we can have a representative from Condo Control at your condo, or you can have a self-serve where you can present what's in for the residents in terms of accessing the system and what benefits will be for them. You can reach out to our team or reach out for you to give you information about that. Okay, so another 5 minutes and then we'll wrap it up. Again, if you want to give us your feedback or if you want to reach out to us to learn what was discussed onto this webinar, let us know, reach out to our customer success team. Well, we actually have a question about that. So Alexandra, who should we reach out to discuss our feedback? So you can reach out to customer success at condocontrolcentral.com. And then you have a dedicated customer success that can spend time with you and gather your feedback. Another question that we have from Lavinia. I have a demo session. Do you have a demo video we can share with residents of all steps and forms? Absolutely. So we actually have a user guide that is available for the residents to do any type of interactions with some of the features that is available for them. Okay, so that's pretty much us. So we'll wrap it up. And again, we thank you very much for taking the time to join the webinar session today. We wish you happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. And we look forward to working with you in 2020. We're probably going to do another webinar early 2020 so that we can, share with you what's exciting in 2020. We have a lot of our pipeline. And as always, we appreciate you being a client of Condo Control Central. And then if any given time you need help or need to reach out to us, feel free to get in touch with your customer success manager or anybody that's here at Condo Control Central. Thank you again, and then wish yourself a very good week and a very good Wednesday. And then we'll chat next year. Thank you. Bye-bye.